Okay, we got a lot of new stuff here in the mail. UPS. Thought you'd like to see it. Give you an idea of what direction things are headed. Uh, Another Weisco. This one, if it's the right one, got two of them here, is for Dan Caminetti's build. Right there. That's a big bore. We're going to build Dan a 52 millimeter. He had an X-Torque, 372, and we're DXing it. 52 millimeter. These are CCC specialties. Nicely made piston. Very, very, very nice. I like them a lot. When you have pistons made for you by companies like Weisco, you have to give them the clearance, all of the information, ring location, wrist pin location, everything. Now, that's not for everybody to do that. You get mathed out real easy. They have a knack for getting them right every time. They really do. And I'm very happy with what they do. Okay. Had to haul hay this morning, so I'm getting a late start. Let's see what we got here. This is always like Christmas for me. There we go. Just turn it down so you can see. Oh, I know what this is. Highway actually makes a pretty nice dual port for a lot of saws. This is for 66 mag, MS660. You get side and in front, right there. That's dual port. This one, I believe, is the one that I've got for a 66 mag OEM 66 mag build for Eric Nelson. Hi Eric, how you doing, buddy? Want a dual port? He's a logger. I don't think he wants a real loud muffler on. I take these, know exactly how far I open up each one of them, or if I do, it goes by the size of the saw as much as anything. We don't need them loud every time, but we need to get some improvements. We need to get the heat out of the saw at least. He's going to have an interesting build when we get to it. I'm not going to get to it for a little bit, but soon enough you're going to start seeing some steels on here. Okay, more plugs. Eliminates the decomp. I've had so many decomps leak in the past that if it's not leaking, it gets to starting. A lot of you already know that unless you really need a decomp, I generally have them blocked off when you get the saw. Let's see what we got here. Okay, cylinder only. See what's that one this one is. Okay, this for 372, big bore. They're actually building a nice cylinder. Highway does, this Highway. The transfers, see it? They're a nice size transfer. That's why I use them. There's OEM. Look at them. The Meteor are a little smaller. Doesn't mean Meteor's bad. I like a Meteor. Meteor makes a good product. Ideally, I'll tell you what's a nice combination personally. I don't do it every time because sometimes I use that pop-up piston, which I don't get through Meteor. But if I'm going to use a flat top, I'll actually use a Meteor piston and a Highway cylinder. I get a I just like that combination. It's I know that's odd, isn't it? That's what it's all about. coming up with something new. Hey boy, we got some new to show you. These I really like, as good as OEM at least. They're the rubber intakes for the 372s from Highway. I get all this stuff from Wolf Creek, old Ryan, Wolf Creek Saw Shop. I call my buddy Ryan, and he sends my stuff right out, and I get it quick. So we got them, and I needed them. Okay, you don't mess around with the fuel filters. The Oregon filter is a nice filter. Jeez, I couldn't believe I found my... I'm opening this because I actually got to put one of these in Old Junkyard Dog. They have a nice filter. I like the design. Yes, I do. I really like these. That's what I use, the Oregon. In case you guys wanted to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Boy, you guys are so in the comments. I just love it. I just freaking love it. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. More filters. I got to find a box for filters. More filters. Okay, what we've got right here is the bearings for a steel 066. These are actually for Eric's saw. Okay, we got our MS660 back together, our blue one. I'm going to take about 5 saws. I'm going to take a day and we're going to go run them. And I'm going to tell you right now, that saw is going to run right. It's going to be there, and I'm going to send it out, and I know it. I already know it. I got my numbers right. I finally. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to watch them from now on. I don't know if I like, and that's funny. I know what it is. The deck height is odd on that particular saw, and it's the only one I've seen that way. I've done 2 others that were right. I've got another one here in a box. I ought to show you what that looks like someday. And this one is 372. I don't have to get my good calipers out when I know I got a piston I got to know inside. Okay, that's a big bore. So I've got three big bore kits. One with a piston, 2 without. Must be that means somebody else getting a big bore or 2 with the white skull. Be interesting to see, won't it? It sends us a spark plug. When you order this aftermarket stuff, insist on the cable rings. I'm telling you right now, it'll save you a lot of aggravation. It really, really will. Every time. Yeah, that's another one. Big bore. I know who this is for. This one, we're building it. We've come up with some numbers that are generic that should work on most every saw. And we're going to just put it in the mail, and we're going to let the man put it on. You know you are. You've been waiting to see that. I know you have. Only thing I want, buddy, when you get that running, get the straight goods on it. We've got to know whether it's the right thing to do or not. But I think I've come up on some numbers that really work all the way through all of them. Because there is different heights on different saws. I tell you right now, there just is. You get a lot. You get dependent on the fact, okay, I know what the deck height is, where my cylinder bolts on my saw, so I can just come from that and bam, 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 bam. And you would actually get where that you didn't need to degree anything and just do it off of an absolute simple measurement. You can't. You need to degree it. Still do. But so that's going to be exciting to see if that works. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm doing, because I know I ran slap out of good coils for the 372s I squirreled them away for years, and I just used the last one I had, unlimited coil. Okay, if I can get the darn thing open. Oh, I love, it's just like Christmas when I was a little kid. Even now, I get excited about Christmas. I'm sorry. Oops. Let's just see what we did. I dropped something. Constantly drop things. Okay. Oh, I dropped something else. Now this is interesting, actually. This would save you a lot of work. This is a New West NWP, New West product. Coil, ignition, unlimited for a 372. I've used the ones in the 66 Magnums, and I like the coil, I like the curve. There is a difference in coils. What I run into with coils that are limited, not all of them are the same. Some of them will start cutting that ignition back a little early, and it's a little bit of a puzzle to figure out what's really going on. You're trying to adjust your saw, you can't adjust that out. So, we get the short wire that goes through your case, goes through your switch, with the coil, and it has the boot on it. That's a plus. A lot of them don't have them. And the wire that comes from the other side of your switch that plugs into your coil right here. So you get all that with it. So, passing information is what we do here. I got no secrets. There is things that I don't tell you guys. I'll tell you honestly, and I'll tell you why. If I haven't figured a way to explain it well, where it keeps you out of trouble, I won't share it. I ain't got no secrets. There's been a few of you that want to know some other things. You know that I'm doing more than just what I show. And in an email, I share that, or I get you on the phone, try to explain, hey, this is why you don't do this till you have to. And then from there on, sky's the limit. But anyways, I like the coil. We're going to try this, and I'll tell you what. Old Junkyard Dog is a test saw. We're going to put this on. We're going to cut with it first. We're going to put this on, cut with it, and see what the impression is. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Clamps to go with my intake. I got a gasket set in there. Oh, I got another set of bearings. I'll be darned. I've got two sets of bearings for a steel 066. Must be we're going to have two of them right in a row to build at some point here. I wonder who that next one would be for. That's going to be interesting to find out. I think the guy's sitting there. I think one of you guys is going to know who's getting a 66. One of you is going to know. You're going to know for a fact. Let me get some of this stuff out of my way here. And we're going to go on to the next bag. I'll put them cylinders back in their bags. I don't have to, but I will. But what's going to happen is I'm going to be using both of them here directly. We do got a few of them 372s to build. Okay, spark plug. Always need them. You know, when they first started sending me these Oregon plugs, nope, if it ain't NGK, I don't run it. Been running these in my own saws, and I kind of like the plug. I think they're doing a good job with them. Ryan, thanks, man. He's been a godsend. We went through that thing last fall, though, where we couldn't get parts, and I'll tell you what. Well, we went through a little bit in January, February there. There were some things weren't available, but they became available again. You know, it's kind of like a train stopping. The cars bump, 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 getting it restarted. You got to bump, bump, bump. That's what it's all about. Okay. I told you that we've been working on muffler designs. You know, in the last video, that we're learning all about what frequencies mean in the mufflers. And we're going a little further with that. We are. Not decibels. Decibels is how loud it actually is. But frequencies. Once we get where that we know this style muffler does this style muffler does that, and we're going to be able to put our finger right on the print, so to speak. I'd actually like to see building mufflers for other saws. I know that we're going to do them with the 372s. There's not a lot of 390s out there, probably not. 046 steels, 66 mags, steels like that. 394, 395 Huskies, I think, need them. You know, kind of like that. Them saws. Probably at some point we could actually come up with something that works for a CC saw, that we can have them made except for just cutting the length and putting it on the flange. Now, if we could do that and then just pop them together for different saws by building a different flange. There's a lot of different ones out there. Right now, building saws, I don't have time to get the research into what size flange fits how many saws, what is the length, what's the CCs, because that's really what it is. It's total volume. There's a percentage of volume of the CCs of the saw. The stroke has a lot to do with it too. We found that out real fast. The stroke does, not just the CCs. So there's more to this muffler thing than meets the eye. So, in the interest of having fun, we're trying something. We are trying something. Let's just see where this heads. Now, one of you guys a couple videos ago mentioned, well, you're kind of wasting your time trying to come up with chainsaw mufflers. You need a proper expansion pipe. I built my own, this kind of thing. Okay, you're right, but there's no room for them. Not and still be able to at least cut firewood with it. I want to still be able to drop trees. That's my goal. But there is a length and a volume to cancel that sound wave. That's just where it's at. Is we have to cancel that high frequency sound wave. It's resonation. It's what gets you up on the pipe, so to speak. Okay, guess what we got here? A fairly generic, fairly close. I think I can work with this. Cheap pipe. Two things that make a difference is we know about the length from here to here and the volume inside the pipe. We know all that. The length here, see, this flange can be cut off and we can adapt that to something already existing. Okay, we can change the size if we so choose. Now, your stinger for a 70 to 80 cc saw, once you're on a pipe, if you get too large of a volume in your stinger, the pipe won't work properly. It won't. You have to experiment with that. Now, it isn't just diameter, it's length. There's two things there to consider. And you know when you got it right. You just know. You really do. So we are going to be playing with that. I wonder. See, I'd like to be able to keep that darn thing out of your way. You know? I haven't even done this part yet. Maybe I'll do it. See, we know. You see where I'm trying to head with that? What have I got to do to make this thing right without totally pissing me off? What have I actually got to do? Where does it got to go? Does it got to go down? Yeah, I know, muffler on there. It doesn't help me any. I think I could work with that. I don't want it in my face, but if it kind of did that, I could deal with that. I could. I don't think I'd want it on this side because I flip my saw this way. Trouble is, I flip it this way too. I'm a double flipper on this. As long as that didn't get where it interfered with me. And is that right? I think this will work on a 70 to 80 cc, depending on the stroke. It can be made to. Let's just say can be made. Okay. This little deal here was 25 bucks. And I'll tell you right now, if that does what I think it's going to do, that's going to be the best investment in the world for me. Yeah, it's going to go on this saw first. This is Junkyard Dog. And if it's the worst thing in the world to do, boom, yeah, over the shoulder. Done, don't need it. But it could lead to something else, because I'm going to tell you what, there's bends there and radiuses and everything else that I could use anywhere I wanted to. That's a valuable piece of equipment right there. Okay. I see this is going to be just about unboxing and showing you something. Now, I don't have a clue what this is. It came with a pipe. It's got a gasket. I'll be a monkey's uncle. That would seal a 50 millimeter. I could open that up to seal 52 millimeter. Head gasket. I told you we're on the new shit all the time. Sorry, pardon the French, but it is what it is, I guess. When I get excited, I get real excited. Now, I'm real excited because you don't know the direction some of this can head. And we are going to have failures. We are. Ooh. 25 bucks. I wanted the pipe. I didn't care about that. 25 bucks. I can't make that for 25 bucks. You know what that's for, don't you? You know what I'm doing. I forget which one of you. One of you guys emailed me and said, I really want to make a removable head cylinder for you, Harv. And I got your phone number. I haven't called yet because I was waiting for this. I want you to look at this. Now this is a 52 millimeter piston, I think. I better measure that. I'm going to get my act wrong right before I start. Oh, wait a minute. I will know. I'll know exactly. That's a 50 millimeter. You know what? I think that could be made to be used on a 50 or a 52. I really do. But I also think I want this shaved down a bunch. I want to reduce this size of my combustion chamber. I love the shape. That's really what I like. This has to be milled. That's easy. Now the next thing is, my thought was, if you built studs to replace your bolts and mount your cylinder, and you had that threaded up on the top, and you used nuts, cap screw nuts, up on top. So what you'd be able to do is tighten your cylinder on, and then you'd have studs, and I like studs on this stuff like this, honestly. And then your head would go on, and then just cap screws. But it would have to be re-drilled to match that pattern. Okay, guess what's not hard? Re-drilling that is not hard. That's easy. Now, I think you're going to see this, hopefully sooner than later, on a saw. And I'm going to give you a call, buddy. And we're going to talk about this. Hopefully you watch this video and you see what I'm doing there. And I can tell you what CCs I'm looking for and how to measure that. And this can be milled. The easy part is taking this off to put this head on. I got a funny feeling I'd better get real serious about ordering another one of these. Maybe if we can't use the pipe, we can use the head. This is a great thing right here. Jeekers, I don't know how I wasted you guys' time this long. Hopefully it's not a waste to you. Hopefully you find this interesting. This is 52 millimeter. I think we can still seal a 52 millimeter also. It rather looks like we can. But like I said, there's going to be some milling involved for that to get that chamber to the size that I want. I've actually never put a removable head personally on a chainsaw. I've ran old Mac that had a removable head, and I thought that was a way cool concept. I really did. So we think this would be just a shim gasket, but I think I actually like that. What do you guys think? Yeah, I like that. I think this will work. This will be for torque more than anything. It'll give you your RPMs. I know this is an odd thing to be doing, but you gotta walk before you run. If this doesn't work, gone. That's the way it is. Okay, this is what's going on behind the scenes. Stuff I normally don't show you guys. Well, you're starting to see a little bit of it. And I hope it intrigues you, because we're going to many levels on saws. Once I have no more saws to work on, then we're gonna get serious. I know you're getting the impression the junkyard dog is an animal. Okay, yeah, it is. It is. But it's gonna have to grow up. It's still a pup. But we're ready for that. And we're gonna make it grow up in a way you have never seen. Not everything's gonna work. A lot of my stuff works out of the box, and I'll tell you why it does. When you get too damn old and you've done everything at least twice, when you start retracing steps, if you can remember what you did last time that didn't work, you're ahead of the curve. I'm the guy that has to learn everything not to do first. Okay? You remember you heard it here. I got to find out what doesn't work first. And then I go right straight to the answer. Every time. And there's some of the stuff doesn't need to be done. Most of what we've done with the cases to Junkyard Dog, forget it. You don't need to do that to your saw. Don't. Because I'm warning you, you already, just by once you get proper port numbers without machining on a 372, you can get more horsepower than that bottom end can stand. I'm going to tell you that. And I mean it. Junkyard Dog's right there, right just where it's not safe. All right now. and we've got more levels we're going to. The last level, for me, I'm not going to do the nitrous. I know I can. That's cheating. I don't want to cheat. I don't need it. It's hard to get the bottles filled around here. You got to drive an hour and a half just to do it. I'm not going to deal with none of that. Yeah, I know. I can get a big one filled, transfer it into the little one, blah, 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 this and that. I'm not going to do it. The last stage, we will have the saw on nitromethane at some point. We did build the carburetor. We're ready to go for that. Okay, that's enough for today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye.